Hello, hello. I'm running with Builder Axbeard tonight. Working on our little setup here in the lower deeps at the drain pumps. If we get bored of this, we might switch over to the Pilgrim's Rest rebuild. I call it the rebuild, but we haven't actually started rebuilding it yet. Get rid of this stuff here. I think we're going to put a gatehouse here. Little patterned floor in here. We're gonna try and keep some semblance of a dock here. Why? So weird. Hey Victor, how you doing? We're just doing a little building here at the drain pumps. Sorry, I promised the delay is not that bad. I just realized I had my mic muted. We might just leave this alone. Yeah, I'm happy to do it. I enjoy doing it. I really enjoy it if other people get something out of it. Let's see here. It's not a very big space to put anything. Adamant. Stout barricades. These are a little jumpy tonight. Well, thanks for stopping by, Victor. Have a good night. when you're building on the water. This isn't gonna work. Go.
Quiet! I see prey ahead!
No, you don't. Ghosts are friends. Hey, Kiwi, how are you? I've been seeing you in the Discord a lot more, Kiwi. That's awesome. Yes. I don't know if it's going to be a tower so much, but we'll see how much height we can get out of it right here. I kind of fashioned these as functional docks, is the idea. Imagine boats pulling up here. Not sure what I'm going to do there for grading. Let me play with that right now while I'm thinking about it. It's not going to snap because foundation. There we go. Come on. Get the chopstick out. There we go. Easy peasy. Let's try this. No, not a stone wall. I'm gonna do one more layer of barricades. Oh no. Why would you do that to me? Well, that is unfortunate. Alright, we're gonna assume that that's gonna give us good support. Never tried it before. I saw you streaming earlier. Was it today or yesterday, Kiwi? But I was busy, so I didn't get to check in. But what were you playing? Wow. That'd have been worthless today if I'd have done something like that. Okay. I've heard of it. Never played it. Never checked into it. It's like a space exploration crafting game, survival game. Is that right? Sounds like it could be interesting. I had fun playing Stray last night. New experience. I think I want to do a series on that idea, like the 2-hour refund time frame. See if I can figure out a game in that amount of time. So if anybody has game suggestions for doing that, I am all ears. Or if they just think it's a terrible idea. Hey Armin, yes, this is the BearKnuckle Brawler Guild World. Down at the drain pumps. I think you stopped in the other night when we were working here, or the last time I was working here. I could be wrong about that. My memory is admittedly terrible. Oh, that's cool. It's a cool concept. Well, thanks, Armin. I thought it turned out pretty good. I haven't really decided on its specific function yet, but other than guard tower. You can't hear the voice saying the chats, Armin? Is that what you said? It's on. Maybe I'll go restart it. I can hear it. Alright, I just restarted it. We'll see how that goes. To be fair, I didn't initially set it up to do that. OBS updated, and that somehow triggered SpeakerBot to make a change and started announcing it to you guys. It was only announcing it to me, and it is currently announcing it to me, but I just did restart it. We'll see if you guys get it back. I will have to play with that at another time, Armin, but I thank you for the heads up. I'm assuming that since you pointed it out, you like that aspect of it. Good to know. I like it when I watch Mirac from Axis streams. It helps when I'm lurking, when I'm not actually looking at the screen. It's not a one-sided conversation anymore then. But I've heard other people call it weird. Not sure what I'm doing here. That's still not right. Okay. Good catch. Thank you. Still is, huh? Wonder why that is. What's causing it to jump up there? I'll try it one more time and then we'll try a different trick. Let me get rid of this guy. All right. I think it's good now. It might be just a touch higher, but not in a way that I can do anything about it. It's definitely weird. Do I wish there were more? Of course I do. Am I satisfied based on past history of DLCs? Yes. I think it's equivalent to our past experience. Take that for what it's worth. That one's way off. That one might require the chopstick. That's better. Is there something specific you'd like to see from the DLC teaser? I mean, I know that's hard to answer, but like just more images, or this one is a little bit goofy because it's got a big building aspect to the DLC. So that's gonna make it, like that last picture that Carcoon shared was of building pieces. A variety of sizes of the same building piece it looked like. Did I miss one? Did I miss one? The last one I saw was of build pieces. Which one are you talking about, Armin? I haven't seen any teasers. Where'd you see it at, Armin? Can you tell me what? I'm assuming you saw it on the Discord. Can you tell me what channel? Alright, I'm going to look right now. Forge, dev updates. Okay, so the most recent post in dev updates has 3 pictures. It has a zoomed in view of a belt with a belt buckle. It has a barrel with bees flying around it, little animation. And it has a very blurry dwarf sitting on a bench. You said it was blurry, so I'm assuming you're talking about the blurry dwarf sitting on a bench. That one is an older teaser image. That one was released a month or 2 ago. And it's not going, I don't believe it's going to be in the DLC. Well, it definitely won't be in the DLC because they're not going, what that image is showing you is that our dwarves are sometime in the future going to be able to sit on furniture. That won't be, that'll be included in the title update. That's not going to be in a paid DLC. So if we're supposed to get the Bjorning DLC in the summer. And if we get the Bjorning DLC in the summer, I'm going to assume that's going to be August. Sometime in August, I don't know. And this is just speculation on my part. I don't have any insider information on this. But so sometime in August. And then I'm going to assume title update in October. And or story expansion DLC in October. That might be wrong. We might not get the story expansion until December. I guess it depends on how things are progressing and if they want to release a title update at the same time as a paid DLC that's probably going to be the biggest and most expensive paid DLC we've seen yet. Again, all speculation on my part. Title update is so there's two types of free updates, I guess you could call them. There's a title update and there's a patch. A title update is like a major thing, like the big title updates we've gotten were adding Sandbox and adding Xbox to the platform list, but adding the Sandbox world. And we got a title update that they called the Golden Update that added all the gilded gold pieces and stuff like that. All these pieces. And so title updates are big changes to the game, big reworks of stuff, like at the same time that we got the Endcraft DLC, we got title update 5, and that completely reworked farming and added a bunch of quality of life changes and things like that. That's what a title update is. A patch is a patch to the title update. It's a small patch that will usually have a few quality of life fixes in it and then some bug fixes in it. So 1.5 was the most recent title update where they updated the version of the game. 1.5.1, 1.5.2, and 1.5.3 were all patches. Hopefully that makes sense. I apologize for rambling. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Zeta. I gotta say, I'm not super satisfied with that. Yeah, balcony might look good. I think I need to switch the stairs to wood stairs, if I'm being honest. Let's just stick with one. The man says balcony, we will try a balcony. That was a good call, Armin. I enjoyed that. Master Chief, how are ya? Let's see how this is going to fit. I do not have high hopes. Nope, I hate it. I shouldn't be placing these from down here. I'm going to get up top and I'm going to see all those little lines and it's going to drive me crazy. It's an interesting place to build, Master Chief. I've done that once before. I don't do that anymore because I don't like to use a lot of floors anymore. I like to put in floors last. I like to use adamant barriers instead of foundations. That sort of thing. But if you are okay with covering the floor, which there's not really any hard reason that you shouldn't be. If you are okay with covering the floor, you can't find a much bigger build space than here. At least not for free building. Yeah, and that's a good reason to use floors, especially on the lake. I don't like foundation, and I'll explain why. So I like to mesh a lot of pieces together. I like to push pieces into other pieces. Yeah, it's hard to line up floors. Whether you're using foundation or not, it's hard to line up floors. So I like to push pieces into other pieces, like I was saying. So So when you're pushing pieces in, this here is foundation. When you're trying to push a piece into foundation, it doesn't work. Like this brazier. See them all red there. That's because of the foundation. Now, we'll take this same brazier. We'll go over here to the adamant floor. Nope, it's going to prove me wrong because of the water. And I call it adamant floor, but I think we all know that I meant adamant barricades. So the water is preventing me from sinking stuff in there, because the water is pretty close to underneath these floors. Back to the brazier. And you can't always sink it in perfectly, but you can see I'm able to sink it in there instead of just snapping it right on top. And sometimes I'll actually show you in the oven quarter in a minute. Bounce up to the mead hall mapstone. It's a long loading time. So here's examples of sinking stuff in. All these braziers, I destroyed the original braziers and placed my own braziers. These are player placed braziers. That's a player placed brazier. See how I sunk them into here? You can't do that in foundation at all. That's sunk in. Nope, that one's not sunk in. That one's natural. That one's sunk in. I got a couple more up here. These braziers are sunk into stone. They do look cool. I really like that effect. What am I waiting for? These. So the original is not there because I used this sword. So you use Glamdring and you can destroy those things. At least you used to be able to. You might not be able to anymore, but those were done a couple updates ago. Oh, haven't you seen it, Armin? This place, that's what you want to see? Or you want to see that one over there? This one over here is the Blue Mountain Hunters Lodge. Got our little outdoor kitchen area and seating area. I mean, Chubo, you're just in time for another tour of the Blue Mountain Hunters Lodge. Dusk. We'll eat some Nana's casserole. Not that I'm going to use the buff, but... So, do you want me to go into the lore, Armin? Have you heard the lore? I don't think you're gonna have missed anything on this one. But so, do you guys just want the quick tour, or do you want the lore? Okay, so the lore is all the Axbeard dwarves are from the Blue Mountains. I like to think that the Blue Mountain dwarves coming back to Cause of Doom would be the ones responsible for roaming the wilds of the caves and tunnels and caverns of the mountain to provide for meat and foraging and hide, leather, things like that. So we have the Blue Mountain Hunters of Cause of Doom. And the Blue Mountain Hunters of Cause of Doom have their main base here at the Blue Mountain Hunters Lodge in the Elven Quarter. This is where they come back to resupply. That's why all these ovens are over here. Let's take these damn speed boots off. How about that? Jubo shut up and my pants seem to fall off. Sorry, that's not how I meant to say that. Okay, speed boots are off. So, because they come back here to regroup and resupply, that's why we have these outdoor kitchen, this outdoor kitchen over here. These are all ovens for making rations. They also have a little forage area, which I need to supply. I need to fill those pallets and such. If you've seen my Be Right Back screen, it was filmed at this forage. From this position over here. It's not a real good, I put a wall up to do it last time, but, so, there's the view, and here's the Be Right Back screen. You'll see my dwarf running from the left over to the forge and the furnace. He'll crouch down and tend to that furnace, and then he'll go over and start working at the forge. That was all filmed right here, before we had free cam. So, and we've got these little farm plots all over around here so that they have the ingredients needed for their rations and their brews and their meals. Got this whole landscape kind of dotted with that stuff. We've got a well. garden. And the outhouse. And we'll head inside. Can't forget the garden trolls. So here's the front door. Have a good night, Jubo. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck tomorrow. Yeah, Master Chief, I know that I can still destroy the trolls, but I kind of like them. So we got the porch that wraps around over here. There's another door here. Oh, you can still destroy the old braziers. Okay, that's good. That is good to know. Alright, coming in this door here. I had a little lag there. What's up with that? Are you on mouse and keyboard, Master Chief, or are you on controller? So we've got meal tables. The kitchen is back there in that corner. There's enough cooking surfaces to fill all 4 meal tables. We've got brews over here. I did not cover it with barriers. That's all natural. I didn't do anything to that area. I'll show you in a second here. Sometimes that stuff gets finicky, and sometimes it changes from area to area, but we'll see if it still works. And we've got a little work area over here with our looms and our workbenches and storage for the materials. A little sitting area. And then this is Baron Axbeard the 13th's very first set of Belaghost armor. And his crest is the ram's head, so that's why the ram's head shield is back there. This is kind of like a museum piece. There's access to our brew tanks that are pushed into the wall. Here's our kitchen, our roasting pits and our stoves, access out onto the porch, storage closet, extra chairs and crocks and things like that. Head upstairs. My corner fireplace. Well, thanks, Jubo. I appreciate that. Corner fireplace. Got some seating area. We've got a little bar here. A couple brew tanks. Another seating area, some Belaghost shields, and another ram's head shield up there. Designating this as Blue Mountains and Axbeard territory. Bunk beds. Enough for a full company of dwarves. With storage. These chests are labeled for brew skins and wander kegs. Hey Joseph, how are you? We do have a balcony up here. Oh, all right. Got the YouTube and the Twitch going. Nice. All right. Another door going in there and another door on this end. And up here we have a little guard tower archer's nest. There's going to be crossbows hanging there at some point in time. Gotcha. Here's the roof that we did out of stairs. I'll show you how we closed it in on the back side here on the end. Just use some lattice work and some railings there. Doesn't look great up close, but it looks good from down below. I'll head back in there. Got some storage up in the loft, I'll show you. Gotta jump to one side when you get up here, otherwise you get stuck. There's a chest back there for brew supplies. Climb up on this ladder and you can jump over to here. Storage, these are all labeled but not full yet. Hunting bows and arrows, Belagosta armor, Blue Mountains gear, Gray Mountains gear, those are the sandbox exclusive armors. Access to the brew tanks up here. And that is the Blue Mountain Hunter's Lodge. Grab some smoked mead.
Billy has a ruby wine and Yari a copper mead, a bronzed stout for flour with trout, fresh caught from the stream. Gloin has spied an opal side, a lovely to behold, but best of all throughout the hall was ale of shining gold.
Aye, let's sing it again.
That's a bold statement, Armin, but I appreciate it. Alright, let's go see if we can sink a brazier in over here. I'm not going to remove one of the existing ones because I will be upset if I can't get it back in. So, furnishings, brazier. Nope, we need a hearth. Thanks. That's what I go for. I like to give a build character and depth, like story depth. All right, got our hearth. So I remap all my keys, Master Chief. I don't know if you are aware of my situation. I'll address the zoo idea in a second. So my situation is I'm a one-handed gamer with my left hand. I use a 18-button mouse, 19-button mouse, left-handed mouse. Remap as many of my keys as I can to that thing. So when I say what key I'm using to do something, it's probably different than what you're using because, again, they're all remapped. So to do this, to get this to sync, I have to press and hold the shift key while using the scroll wheel on my mouse to get the piece to move up and down. And because I only have one hand and that hand is on the mouse, I have a chopstick that I have to put in my mouth to push the shift button because I am not able to remap that shift button, which is stupid, but here we are. So I'm going to push the shift button and I will try to talk with this chopstick in my mouth, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so looking from the view that I'm looking at now, I can scroll up, but I can't scroll down. Like my scroll wheel is moving, you can hear the clicking. It's not going anywhere. So change your view. Drop the chopstick. Change your view by moving the piece up and then scrolling down. And then sometimes you just gotta move stuff around. This one doesn't look like it's gonna let me go here. It'll let me do that. There we go, nice and slow. If you go fast, sometimes it jumps to a snap point. So when you first bring that piece up, it's at a level that it won't go any lower. If you look up and then scroll down, it will typically let you sink it. Yeah, no problem. Happy to help. Back to the deeps. I'm always happy to help with anything like that. You catch me on stream, don't worry about interrupting what I'm doing. If I'm doing a building stream, I should say. If I'm doing a playthrough, that's going to be a little bit different. You can still ask. And if I can show you, I will, but... yeah, on the zoo. So the thing about trying to cage animals is, let's say I identified this square as this platform as a spawn point for goats. And then I get some barriers out and try to make it so that the goat spawns in the barrier. That'll work. You can get that to happen. It takes a little while to identify the spawn point. You can just make a bigger pen and they'll spawn in there. You can delete one of these pieces and you can chase them in there and then close it back up once they get in there because they'll run into the barrier and stop. Then what's going to happen is if you spend enough time there or if you leave the area and come back, the creatures in the pen will have despawned and will no longer be in your pen. So that's how caging animals is going to work. As far as the bear den goes, I have tried 3 times. I've tried more than 3 times. I've put serious effort 3 different times into caging in the bear den, like boxing it in. Once I did it in 2 worlds. God, if I could remember what world that's in. Okay, bear with me. I'm still gonna be here with audio, but I'm gonna put on a Be Right Back screen. I'm gonna log into a different world. We'll give you this one. You haven't seen this one today. If I can just remember which world it is. It's been a while since I've been in. This should be the world that I built the first Blue Mountain Hunters Lodge in. One of my very first videos was of this world. And it was a tour of the builds. And then that's the build that won me the award for most rustic build in one of the early build challenges. So I'm actually on the video on the Return to Moria YouTube page as well. Fingers crossed this is the world. Let's get those speed boots on for a minute. Pants fell off again. I was going to turn this into a warehouse and I kind of abandoned that idea. I shouldn't say I abandoned it, but I have not revisited it. Oh, dot wall. There might be a build there. We'll go check it out in a minute. If that's what interests y'all. Here's my first Westgate Bridge build. Oh, it's falling apart. I forgot that stuff was falling apart back in the day. That's unfortunate. Slightly embarrassing. There's a evening ale building. It is very bright in here, like oversaturated, overexposed bright, because lamps. Right, that's correct, Zeta. But this was done, this world was made before they changed the lighting effects and toned down the lighting effects. So that's why everything's so bright in here, because there's too many lamps. Yeah, things are falling apart. Let's take the boots off. The boots are still on. Why? Hide Duran's axe. There we go, that's better. Alright. Oh yeah, this is all destroyed up here too, but this was like set up as a barracks. There was much more stuff up here, but it all blew up. This is where the hearth was. Those were sad days. You'd come into a world and shit would just start popping. And this world is over, it's almost 2 years old. This is the library, if I remember correct. It's blown up too. Yep. It was a rough time to be a dwarf. This was a grand brewery. That brew tank blew up and now won't go back into place. I really should just delete this world, but nostalgia. Pretty sure that's the end of the build for here. See, this is back when I covered everything in floor. Now, there's a theory that the more your build is connected to everything, the better chance it has of failing a stability check. Eat some lumbus. Oh, I don't have lumbus in that slot. Okay. Here we go. here? Why is there maps down here? What? I have no memory of this place. Huh. Oh. I kind of remember it now. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. It was right after the golden update. Why has it got to be night? Like this. Why on earth did I ever cover this entire floor? So bright. Got a giant greenhouse over here. Well, let's show you the first bear den first. So, tried to cover this one and make it look like a natural boulder tumble. There's a hearth in the center of this. Like I shoved it in the front door of the bear den. Clearly, as evidenced by this bear,
I need a
it
better
does not
weapon
work.
for this.
He still spawns. He never didn't spawn. I killed him. I covered it. He was gone for like 3 days because I was in here building and he didn't respawn. As soon as I left the area and came back, he respawned. Ooh, this up here is the House of Respite with a little hot spring next to it. So bright. Hot springs up here. Example number 2 of a covered bear den. There's also a hearth in there underneath all of that stuff. I believe it's a stone hearth. Every one of the Durin statues is on there, plus the lantern bearers, plus the memorial flame. The difference between this and the other one is this one's got a bigger footprint. As you can see, there's no bear here. believe this is all granite. So, oh, there is no hearth here. I took the hearth down. Okay. Anyways, this one works. I've tried to recreate it in a different world. Not exactly, not block for block, but the same idea. It does not work. So, you can try it, but as far as I know, in all the conversations I've seen about disabling a bear den spawn, this is the only one that's ever worked. I don't say that to brag, I say that to set expectations. Now I have to look in here because I don't remember what I did. Set myself up for a headache is what I did. Holy crap. This would be my first Great Forge rebuild. Pretty ugly. This is before I started building fireplaces and enclosing these things in. Fisherman's camp. This was a vein of iron ore, if I recall correctly. I've recreated most of the builds in this world in the BearKnuckle Brawler world. Recreated slash upgraded. So here's the, well, you know that, Master Chief, but this is what the braziers normally look like. Got another fisherman's camp over there. I think this build over here got attacked by a troll. Yeah, it didn't survive. This is just a little cabin in there. Pretty amazing what you can fit in this ore deposit, though. Well, Armin, you want to see the original Blue Mountain Hunter's Lodge? Yeah, happy to help out. This is just another cabin. That's how it goes. Forge looks familiar, not as big, or not as big as the other one. So all these were crude farm boxes, but then they upgraded the farming system, and I haven't been in here to change them out, so now they look like the nice granite ones. Alright, so Blue Mountain Hunter's Lodge 1.0. This, folks, right here is what happens when the Fat Stacks mod is broken and you die with Fat Stacks in your hotbar. Arrows or bolts, a box, arrows, lumbus. I had like 20,000 lumbus on me. It was great. I see Davy's been here. Here's the front. So originally, there were bookcases here. These bookcases were over here. And then we did this. Maybe it was a bookcase we had there. Made a little secret door. That's where all the brews are. Here's one of my original long fires. Those are fun to make. Not really, but they turn out really cool. These are the original corner fireplaces, the first ones I ever made. And that's it. The original Blue Mountain Hunters Lodge. Alright, we're going to bounce back into that other world. What's up, Armin? Oh, sorry. Yep, I'll go back in there for that. No worries. Where's my map stone? It's all the way up by the forge. I make no promises here. This might look like shit. Let's go out from the inside. Just start out here. So here's the crossroads. Didn't build anything out here. Covered up the well. Seems a little disrespectful at this point. I think I built this as an actual functional base, though. What's in that chest? Nothing. Alright. Yeah, I built this as a base when I was playing with my buddy Battlehammer and my boys. There you have it, Armin. Bone Horde, Mithril Load. I don't think I built anything at the Mithril Load. Yeah, no problem. Like, is there really shadow here? Nope, we just forgot that there's not shadow here. Yeah, nothing built here. Oh, we might as well take the quick tour, because now I'm curious. That's my buddy Battlehammer's build. I said, go over there and build a little forge, a little smithy. He kind of did quadruple the size I expected him to. He is not, like, he doesn't appreciate the building of this game as much as I do. He loves the mine, though. Yeah, I can tell these are old builds. They're very basic. Which there's nothing wrong with simple and basic, but... This ought to be interesting.
Shh, quiet. I see
Nothing
prey
here.
ahead.
So much for interesting. very basic, minimalist. We had to forge some stuff and build down there. This might be one of the worlds. I used to go all out for a Darkest Deep mining expedition. Yep. All this so I could build that. Go down in the Darkest Deep and mine. Now I'm much quicker. Dawnbreak Pale Ale, Dawnbreak Pale Ale. Now I don't build any of this stuff. I don't even think I drop a hearth here. Here's another example. That sounds cool. You should post some pictures, Master Chief. I heard something. I know there's nothing at the Pilgrim Library. Do we really not have a mapstone at the bottom of the descent? Great Falls. Didn't actually build anything here. Great Falls. Oh, nice. Use the adamant archways. That looks good. Oh, yeah. Great Falls. Why did I put a mapstone up here? And why not, I guess, is the real question, right? Yeah. I have a world on my Steam account that I built that's suspended over that waterfall. Turned out pretty nice. nothing. Desolation Base. I have a feeling I know where this one's at. Yeah, snapping gets to be a pain when you're putting it in things that it really doesn't want to go in, like the water. Okay. So we're on the Desolation. There's the broken bridge over there. Doesn't appear to be broken anymore though, does it? I don't have a map stone over there though. Cookies and cheese. Yeah, I remember this base. Oh, that was exciting. Alright. Whole lot of nothing going on here. So that's a long, nice camp right there in the mines. Alright. We'll head back to the Brawler world for a little bit before I log off. Yeah, no problem, Armin. Thanks for hanging out. Red. Well, we're not putting up with that bullshit. Huh. Let's see what we got. That's better. Put a little granite skin on this adamant. Ah.
Shh! Quiet! I see prey ahead!
Yeah. Put in a feedback ticket for it, man. People tend to balk when I say that, but devs really do pay attention to that stuff. on, don't do this to me. When you're working in tight quarters and you get too close to the wall behind you, the camera sometimes, see, I'm pointing at that adamant column, but if you see my indicator on the screen, it says I'm pointing at a stout window. It's because my dwarf is backed right up against this wall, right up against this stout window. And because it's third person view, the camera is outside of that wall. So the camera's picking up the stout window that's behind me instead of the column in front of me. And if I click the delete button right now, the deconstruct button, it's going to delete the window behind me. Just like that. But as soon as I get rid of it, now it can see that I'm targeting the double height column. It's not a big deal when you're paying attention to it. It really sucks when you're not paying attention to it. I wonder if it'll let me do granite railings. I just done granite railing. That turned out pretty good, Master Chief. It looks like you've got some misaligned snapping on some of those arches. Are you skinning them with granite? What's going on there? But the concept is solid. I like it. Oh, I get you. Left over from the first time we were talking about it. I finish the shell of this top layer before I go to bed. Hey Gigi, how are you? Nice. And I haven't played that game in a long time. Just building in the lower deeps. Getting ready to head to bed here in a minute. Yeah, kind of just trying to do something asymmetrical here at the drain pumps because walkways don't line up with stairs and all that business. So a lot of this is going to get deleted, but this tower over here, the squat tower, is gonna
I see something.
is
Over
definitely here
there.
to stay. We can run over and look at that for a second. We got triple granite columns, large granite columns on each corner. We got the gold inlay in between the archways. Same with these doors here. Got our staircase. This is just a guard outpost tower. And those railings are dangerous. Oh, thank you. Yeah, felt like I had to cover something up there. Not cover it up, but fill a void. Take off my radiant armor so you can see what the light's like in here. And then we can get up to the roof and you see the top of those triple granite columns. With some hearths meshed into them. It looks a little bit wonky from up here, but when you get down here, look at it from a distance, they look like big beacons, giant torches. Jump into free cam for a second. Thanks.
Shh, quiet. I see prey ahead.
Thanks. Tried to do that to highlight everything. Yeah, I've done that a few times about there, but it's nice. The orcs can't get over it. I mean, they can run up to the top of the stairs, but they usually don't. But I can get over it easy enough. Those are 2 different sizes of stairs, just to make sure that they didn't touch. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Grandma. Have a good night. I think I'm going to call it here myself. I'm not exactly sure what move I'm going to make next on this. So, take some time to brainstorm it. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Davey and Nolia and Spezial K streaming. If they are, we can raid them. No, but sure. Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you hanging out. Just looking to see if there's anybody we can raid. Looks like Alaskan's playing Doom. I never remember how to do this. There we go. We're gonna rate Alaskan Care. I appreciate you guys hanging out. You all have a good night.